nyerangdo ri ngepi yoba mainam senjen tanje sansu ngirwa jiltabu yinjena kepa sumtu sebani nekap ki tang ten yingi nedon tatula to de kepa chidu ngede senjele kepa sumgi nginjunga kepa chikin diguni je so tejingi lung mangso 다들 가르치고 하잖아. 다 들도 대바 숨도 년대기 대바 랑겔 대바 되니 대바 써야 돼. 이 써야 돼. 원해잖아. 딱 가르쳐서 다들 들도 대바 숨도 써야 돼. 하나 년대 랑겔 때서 마음반은 지 비질레네 상기기 투기 틀리 꿀제네 년대기 냠잘에 야당 고발 냠잘에 야당이 기진들이 디진의 주네니 상계하게 된디지네니 인디가라 된라 아니 고베왕기 들도 타바스도 셰버리디 이나양 돈달라 해바찌 상기 해바 타르투나 상기 상마게 균로서요 말이죠 어다 또 수고 궁고하래 간지 된디 상마게 년디는 그뒤는 대당야 년디기 도배가는 대당야 말이다 타르투나 상기 에네베 대상이 두고 어즈 꿀지다 그런데 냠잘라 야 당고로 아니 대전에 주고 버려서 도스 간지 대전라 당분이 샘께네 대전람도 주는데 상계라 뉴라 이 민퇴다 나갈다 텐데리 주니나 대 깔바망고에니 베 냐랑기 딜라 냠잘라 리제 고냠라 리제니 베 상계라 르니요 간지 타도나 상마게 그래서 균이면 되고 어다 두스 고고 내서 순간
Page 77. So this is what is taught in many of the great vehicle texts containing the Buddha's words and commentaries to them. But should you wonder whether they are not those who belong definitely and ultimately to the lineages of hearers and solitary realizers, and if so, how it could be possible for all sentient beings to become Buddhas, you should know that the presentations of the three vehicles is interpretable for temporary purposes, whereas in the ultimate and definitive sense, there is only one vehicle. So here, as you see, talking about three lineages of the practitioners, and these three different lineages are kind of for the sake of temporary purposes, but ultimately when they're enlightened, there has to be only one vehicle, that is a greater vehicle. So some practitioners, even when they attained the solitary realizers or hearers, they can kind of sort of have pleasurable experiences of meditative equipoise for a long time, and then kind of enlightened beings kind of awake these practitioners from meditative equipoise and made them to further kind of proceed and attain enlightenment. So in terms of duration, usually it is said that people or the practitioners that belongs to the lineages of higher vehicle, they take a kind of lesser time to attain enlightenment, while the lineages of hearers and solitary realizers, they take a longer duration, for enlightenment. Continue with the reading. The expression of the names of Manjushri says, the result of the one vehicle is present in the three vehicles' determination to be free. There are many such quotations in the great vehicle.
that delta kombichunze chawe che tonlen nipo dor di komba jichulni denyuno lo kembarcha seta tonlen phagi komba jichulde ane pe u jongol tene ane pe u nandu komduzala ane pe nijini basal to tene ani senjen thage wal chule ani u chi dangdugala ane pe senjen than ta rang lui lonje rezan de cheba 잠배 미바 싸도 나는 미바든지 파당 아니 이 침바지 토스 때 왔다 댄스 삼바지 루시에 우대양 우 남바지 요 한다이요 우 텔레베 지기어 말이라 우대베 달부 주대베 가서 징징지 나는 몸들이나 가서 징징지 아니 때가 지송지도 파당니가 나가서 징징지는 따도 저는 파당 루시에 받아 두 수순도 이 운종을 재단 때려 대 롱로 구두기 있냐면 다들 내년 여름에 아기 워싱턴 DC 어디가나 처음 나서 다들 순수 말아줘 나를 주주는 내가 롱로 구두 써야 돼 이래 이 삼삼제는 편도에 송도 오늘 비지리 가라 이 또서 비지리 갈라다 미 망보였나다 가보 나도 중보지 도스 중보진데 라방인 도스제 비메가만 도스자 아니 또 라바데 아팡 아니 또스제 아니 도스 제고다 아니 봐 숨제도 제산의 양도 전도 시한 소소 우들라 삼단도 전데 아니 양 라바도 슉게 아팡 아니 도스제네 그래서 숨지 아니 도스제 아니 연데 아니 다 라바 방에요 말 담아대라 라바마 방지 도스제는 숨지는 때를 롱을 구르세요 이 15펜더여서 숨도 정보는 거지 지단에 가야 말해서 그냥 다들 대인 소염을 거나 숨도 이 친구들이 도스제는 펜더의 우도서 숨도 될 롱을 구르 제단에 단에 땡기 롱을 좀 말제도 롱을 구르까지다 말해 나도 스테네 라바 방에게 말해 소소 우코랑라 삼도다는 우코랑 판 도디가라 당해야 땡이 개발 시거래
So we'll stop up to this, page 78. Having familiarized yourself with giving and taking to some extent, the way to practice it concisely is as follows. The text says, these two should be made to right on the breath. So, this practice of giving and taking here talks about now, this practice is done using your breathing, exhaling and inhaling. And so as you see in the reading, when you inhale, you inhale, visualizing, the taking of suffering, illnesses, problems of all other sentient beings, specifically using skillful means of compassion. And then when you exhale, you visualize giving of your, happiness, positive merits, all goodness for others, and at that time using kind of special skill of loving kindness. And with that, exhaling and inhaling, the breathing should be a very gradual, slowly, without making any kind of harsh sounds, and kind of long, breathing. So this is the Tonglen giving and taking practice, doing with exhaling and inhaling practice. The same kind of we find mentioned in the Guru Puja practice. The practice of giving and taking should be, riding on the breathing. And then with the genuine thought of compassion and loving kindness. So in Guru Puja, it talks about using this technique, giving and taking, through breathing, but using compassion and loving kindness. His Holiness in last year in teachings in Washington D.C., he talks about 9 cycle, breathing of breathing practice of giving and taking. As Geshe-la have shown you, kind of the practice. You stretch your both arm kind of straight forward, sort of as if you're pushing, something, or punching, and then you clockwise bring, turn, make a half circle, and then keep your arm length straight, and then do kind of 3 cycles of exhaling and inhaling, and then after that you do kind of anti-clockwise, and again you do kind of 3 exhaling and inhaling. At the last one, you should, without kind of hand movement, you just keep the same posture and do again 3 cycle. So this is called a 9 cycle of breathing, which is actually more, it's actually based in the practice that we find in the teaching, what we call the 6 sessions of Naropas, the tantric practice. In that text, we find this particular practice of breathing, practice of giving and taking. However, the what we find in this text is, and it's just as explained here, it's just exhaling and inhaling, the regular kind of practice of giving and taking.
Now, Europe, Kujatilo, Sujido, Ordinalandi, Labanang Sundu, Tinanan, Duke, House of Tagina. It turned out you're the Kongom in the Mira Lamna Yabundu City, Canonson. Because Europe, Russia, Suji, oh, this Suji.
This practice of breathing, from 6 sessions of Naropa, His Holiness also mentioned recently in his teaching that I think he was saying yesterday that His Holiness gave teaching in Russia, Latvia, where he gave teachings, and he mentioned about this technique of breathing, and he was saying, he also mentioned in the previous last Kala Chakra teaching that this kind of meditation on breathing is helpful, so kind of for ordinary practitioners. Any questions, if you have?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ashwana, what are my 3 doors? What does that mean?
Gosumla de karela gors.
Oh, Luigigo, Magigo, Igigo Sesigo, the Tortona Susan Luma Isum Gires. Dilla was Sevade, Narazu Campanaliona, one woman give a young Yomawa. Da Leg Wajinanda, Miguel Wajinanda, Luma Isum Timogivi, Lemige Saya Corayama, Leg Mige Sayagi, in Judge Jaggi, Isumi only in the Tilla, Luma is.
Door, 3 doors. One translation here refers to body, speech, and mind, and it uses kind of metaphor of door being entrance to a house. When you enter, has to go through door, and likewise, whatever activities that we created, whether positive or negative, it has to go through any of these three entrances, three door, whether it could be physical activity or mental thought or verbal speech.
그 미개와 쳇나 누나 주인한 두는 거리. 주인한 두가 누구거네. 소처도 마침달에 렘바더벨 로버리 맞아 숨도. 나하고는 준 타마 치수 나이탈지래. 이거는 나섬 로타이 숨도. 저서도 시 예수는 마디베 딱 요마와 인디갈라 우스코와. 대인디갈라 때라 지향시디갈라 이거는 치마치마치 ngama yang ani di lungani de ani ngama chi chimachi yang to se do di tabotargin salvo logina
So positive activities or negative activities, we usually cite 10 positive activities, and then the opposite are 10 negative activities. And these 10 are, sort of divided among as probably, 3 of the bodies, act of killing, sexual misconduct, stealing, 3 of the bodies, and then 4 of the speech, telling lie, harsh word, idle gossiping, or idle talk, and then I think divisive, talk, and then 3 of the mind, covetousness, harmful thought, and then wrong view. So 10 negative activities, and the opposite are 10 positive activities, and more detail, just saying, you can find in the liberation ornament text, such as it talks about in related with the physical activities. The first one is most intense, and then it goes lighter and lighter. While in terms also in the verbal,
이거는다 ngama yang chimachi lungani chibichiga
So body and speech, it's same. It kind of starts from intense, then goes lighter and lighter when you look at the list. But the mental light, and then becomes more intense, kind of goes reverse. So, but you can detail look at that, the liberation ornament text. Yeah.
What does
Empowerment. Wang lai the karir ko wor so nga wang shu lai.
왕 시리가 nga nyamlen jiala 가르쳐버다 초그리즈데 마수이나 초진 나에 지어봐 된다고 그래. 저는 때때 nga nyamlen 지 초그리스야 돼. nga nyamlen 지야기 주고선 지 왕들이 개바침이 주고도 생기기만 하신지 nga 주고도 왕세대 nyamlen 저 초그리스 가지고 나야 돼. 초진도
You find words such as words such as empowerment, initiation, but literally it means the Tibetan word is wang, which means kind of authority, permission. So when you say you receive now initiation or empowerment, it means now you are allowed, you are authorized, you are permitted to do certain tantric practices or Vajrayana practices. So it's simply kind of it's giving permission or authority, and initiation or empowerment is considered as the entrance to Vajrayana practice. Likewise, altruism to Mahayana practices.
그때기 내 주소하스 니마타비 semke 다와타비 semke즈니 니마타비 semke테 돈남 semke테 다와타비 semke스디가라 분서 semke테 딱 띵일 바기니 냠는 제데 띵 매나 냠는 제 시작하는 말 띵나는 말 동성 맞이비 초가에 당해요 말 동상 지디가라 동이 또 따와라 시우지 내 전부 잡아라 아니 데메 저기 개발지기 동이 또 따와 대당 나기 레 나저니 또보다 마서는 야지도 동이 또 따와리 지디 지금 레 나저들에서 순거 이거 시원은 내가 싶은데 세상 아주 로종만 제 강조는 로종지에 내가 또서 봄바지 레비나 아니 나마 냠내 맞아 가서 상계 코랑 요말 된 자원이요 돌루라 상계 고방지데 셰시거데 디 다다지 토예요 말 근데 군견 자지에 시득 충창 알레 되니니라 시득 충이 충우당 시득 참에 참고 파에 돌람네 파에요 말에 ngalana mate panya yo mar ta che 시득 충이 충우 마방라 상계 파요 말 또 시득가라 시부지 내가 전부 차려 이리가 ngal 냠네 제다 개체보리 또 인디가라 단다 디 중드스라 도스타네 주고 ngal 냠네 지기나 오늘 자다 메타바나 진지 니용고 알세 순고 얼마 차려 인디 아주 많지 디제데 디리 마음바나 라마라 해바다 오늘 돌던데 텐덴시 도스치나 왕데 주고이나 팬더용 거 단다 디디 중에서 할레비 진짜 차려 다 맞아 람가다 마서나 주고 알이 인디는 다 람가다 디소 냠는 제 일로 로 콤바질레나 니 ngal 냠는 제 니라 보고
시립 충정알 되면 수송을 수송을 해.
나 참어디
수그 송에
군진 자시 봐. 좀더 자외나요. 이 참어디 말람라 때문에 방지로 마던 돌람이 방지 마. 방통 마. 이게
in the practice of altruism, we mentioned before about like altruism like a sun, altruism like a moon. Altruism like a sun here actually refers to the practice related with the altruistic practice accompanied by understanding of emptiness. And in practice of Vajrayana or Tantra, this emptiness is sort of required, visualization through emptiness or accompanied by emptiness understanding. And in fact, one of the scholar mentioned that practitioner that in tantric practices, meditational deities of tantra and understanding of emptiness understanding has an equal weight. Both are equally important. And also the ultimate enlightenment can be ultimate enlightenment is attained only through through practice of Vajrayana. Kunchen Javan Shepa in his text Root Tenets, he mentioned that this most subtle of the subtlest, cognitive obscurations must be eliminated through Vajrayana practice. And so without Vajrayana there is no way to attain ultimate enlightenment, although we do find in sutra teachings attaining enlightenment, but it must go through Vajrayana practice. And so at this moment when we try to study and learn this kind of text mind training, it is like we are preparing a path, we are training our mind, we are sort of constructing a road. So so in the future, if we are able to receive initiations or empowerments or tantric teachings from tantric masters, then at that time it become really kind of effective. It would be like a meeting, expression like dry hay with the spark. Fire can easily produce. So therefore, it is important texts like this at this moment to study and practice and make ourselves familiar as much as we can.
Oma kinzuri, gime kinzuri, yengola dengi, disuri. Do zamu, nga zamu, do I hutin, do mena pepe is. Tu jimbo margi kutin, mar mena chure pahom zesuru. Ngone nga gi nibata salto yaki, dolam ne tembe songi tobe kawa tan chanju semni gi salto ngiru mado, tingi gi salji tem madruina. pe muti basic or tiki that cover pengi or mare pendor or mare
So soon, maybe.
young ngola ding jime kinzuru young ngola ding se halebita when the gindin lote ki gegendre izanjana keba pundu jumajita
Ex-abbot of lower tantric monastery, a great master, one of the great masters from the central Tibet, Ngawan Lekne, who is the actual teacher of Geshe Gendulu, the author of this meditation book. He mentioned that without the very the profundity of the tantric is the gratitude of sutra teachings, and simply kind of reciting hum and ped, in tantra would be without any meaning. If what he's saying here is that the reason why tantric teachings are so profound, so deep, is because of the sutra teachings, such as understanding emptiness, practice of altruism, and without these teachings, there is no way that tantric by itself can become a very profound. Can you pay the carson?
tuijimbo marki kudi marmena chuguru pagom state konsola koge maro pama zamanyudi fisidela buramche churache marsumche ni sugora te gyana ta pade shimbuchaga or sompuchaga ora tat mar magena to ku sompo ya mara churopa churandondo che zande gozo zoli mata tati peta to konso koge marita lagwa yemda tontate ndi mata
the shashara.
Yeah, that's Shashana.
Kari Ravi Kurve Shinkande Pendande Wa Mali Jungwe Ni Chere Sewa Tinsin Jas Shabe Sidin Bado Denjoji Jampa Pavu Jibra Jambanda Kundo Sampo Deyanti Teta Gungi Jesu Ndalo Jingewa Teta Tamche Rabdu Ngo Jesum Shabe Njawa Tamche Ki Ngo Kamla Chodo Ngwa Da Shingewe Zawa Digunja Sambu Jinge Rabdu Ngo Varayaki. In the land and encircled by snow-white mountains, the source of all happiness and benefits, flows near person, generously attains in Gyatso, remain until samsara ends. Just as the Bodhisattva Manjushri attained omniscience and Samanda Bhattacharya, so now I do dedicate these merits to train in full fruit. As all the victorious Buddhas of past, present, and future praise dedication to the Supreme, so now I do dedicate this source of my merit for all beings to perfect good actions.
Thank you.